to the Blender character modeling tutorial series for beginners in the style of anime. We are going to pick up exactly where we left off. We're finishing off our hair. Okay, she's looking great. I think you've come a long way. All right, doing great so far. Today we're going to build out the pigtails. One thing I want to try doing just quickly is, let me see. Go to the data object properties and just see about, what if we give this the bevel B, just to add a scotch of variety, right? Kind of like that. You don't have to. It's more just if you wanted to add a little variety, which is, I'm told, the spice of life. We are going to create the pigtail today, okay? So let us tab in object mode if you're not already there. And let's select this piece. It's a good piece. We can also do this piece. Do we want that piece? Is that piece thick enough? Is that piece meaty enough? Might need to be this one. Let's try this, just see what happens. Okay. All right, let us shift D this SOB and then bring it back, like that. And where we were, see right here, how we were this is the reason we were bringing these hair points to this spot, is because we're gonna have our pigtail coming out of this spot here. And now, OMG, I didn't even see this right here. Before we handle the pigtail, we got a little bald spot we gotta fix right quick. So I'm gonna tab here, tab in edit mode, and then just bring this like that. No. Okay, all right, covered up the bald spot, and now we have our ponytail. Now we should have let me tab in object mode, select this object, and then now we tab in edit mode. We have 1, 2, 3. We're probably gonna need some more subdivisions, but we'll figure that out right now. Before we jump into this properly, let's dissolve this vertex. We'll bring it back, but we just want 2 for the time being while we're making this how it needs to be made. And now let's square this up to the head. We'll scale that in, bring it a little, yeah, so see how it's a little bit thicker right away? Maybe if we rotate it. Like that, we'll escape out of that. Rotating it on local ZZ, and there we go. That's what we're looking for. Okay, we can bring that down like that. Okay, nice little pigtail. Might be too sharp of an angle. Yeah, probably too sharp of an angle. So maybe we rotate that out. Maybe we scale this back in. Bring this up a little bit in there, like that. Oh, too high up. Wrong one. Wrong wedge. There we go. This is the wedge I'm looking for. That wedge in there. That wedge out there. Okay. All right, pigtail. Now with this one, we want this to be, let's just bring it down like this. I think we can even bring this up like that a little more. And then maybe rotate that just the scotchest of scotches in the head. this, let's scale this in and start with, we'll try and start with as bland of a piece of hair as possible and then work our way in. Okay, this actually kind of looks, almost like a sword. I want to thicken this up a little bit, and we can do that with taper B. Taper B was just a little bit of a thicker piece. Yeah, see that? It's a little bit thicker. Okay, let us tap into edit mode. We can even bring this down more. Maybe scale that up a little bit like that. Start to get that curve. We can rotate that around. And then up here, same thing. Let's really try and nail this down. Let's really try and nail this. Scale this in. We can bring it up and out like that. And then if we rotate it, and then bring it up again. I need to bring this up. Bring this up. I think we are going to have to scale that a little bit just to make it, and then stick that into the head right about there. Right? Good spot for it. Maybe up a little bit more. And then if we rotate to get it out of that braid, perfect. So it's out of that braid. Looking sharp. We can even bring this in a little bit more like that. Okay. Screen cascades, damn it. Okay, we can bring this down a little more. Like that. Grab it up. Right here. Scale that out. So it tapers down like that. And then we can rotate that like that. And bring it back like that. Nice. All right, now we have one. Let us make more. Let's bring this in a little bit, and then now let's subdivide. We didn't want to have that third vertex there earlier, this one, because we just wouldn't have been able to get this nice kind of clean arc. But now that we have that, so let's just activate this one and rotate that, and then maybe can we rotate this just on the Z and see what happens? I'd like this to pirouette. Maybe rotate that back. There we go. Looking sharp like that. We can scale that up. Bring that down, and then we can curve that out like that. Alright, let's tap an object mode real quick and see if we can scale this on the XX local, just to give it some thickness. There we go. Alright, now we gave it thickness, so we're going to have to tap back into edit mode and reposition. Reposition our verts. So that's the main chunk coming out her head. Then there's this piece of wild right here. We can rotate that. And then this one down here, we can bring this back in and rotate, or maybe scale this down a little bit and rotate around like that. I like it. So now let's create more braids. Tap in object mode, Shift D to duplicate. Bring this up right here. and then maybe rotate to bring it up, and then rotate on the ZZ to bring it over. Right, kind of like that. Right, and then kind of same thing. We want to tab into edit mode, and then rotate. Just kind of affect this this exit point from the head, and we'll touch this up momentarily. But for the time being, okay. Also, you know what? Let's give this taper A. Right there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And then let's give it bevel A as well. Okay. And now let's you know, is it too much? Damn it, I think it might be too much. So let's scale it in. Let's have an object mode. Let's scale this in too. I know. Womp womp. Me too. I don't want it to be, you don't want it to be a distraction. This can be, we can scale this. We can bring this down. We can bring this down. And then now this one, let's tab here. And we do the same thing. So we tab into edit mode. Bring this in like that. And then we can actually rotate on the ZZ. Scale it in, bring it up a little bit, and then this one, same thing. Rotate this around. Like that. Give it a scale. Everything I'm doing here comes down to personal preference, you guys. If you like something, use it. If you find value in it, use it. And if you don't. We're far enough along now to where you know the drill. You know the drill. See, yeah, I think smaller in this case might be the first time ever that smaller is actually better. All right, let's add. Oh, you know what? Let's add this one because this is just a real pretty curve. Let's see if this translates. Stick that there, and then bring it up again. And I'm hitting Control. There, and then we can rotate like that, and then we'll rotate again. I think on the YY to bring that. No. So try rotating on the XX. There we go. Bring that up like that. Bring it out like that. And then let's tab into edit mode, take this vert, and we're gonna have to scale this up a little bit just so it has some space to not conflict with that one. Maybe rotate it like that. There we go. that fits. And that's a nice little, just a nice little accent. Bring this. Stellar. What do you think? What do you think, you guys? Let's take a look and render. Let's go back into, I mean, that's looking sharp, you guys. Looking sharp. I mean, I feel like we could add more, but I don't know that it needs it. What it might need is some cleanup. Yeah, so this gotta be, okay. Glad that we were able to see that. Let's rest this. Oh, let's throw these back on. No, that's not what I wanted. Let's go let's tab into object mode. Just select this one here. Now in edit mode. Let's grab it and bury it. Stellar. And one more thin one. Yeah. And then we'll finish this out. How about this one? So let's tab, select this one, Shift D, grab it, bring it back, scale it, like so. Maybe scale it in on the YY, like that. Scale it in on that. XX, you scale on the ZZ to make it longer. Okay, oh, don't want to do that. Okay, and then let's just bring this here. And rotate on the Z to kind of bring it in the back. And rotate it. Now, let's edit the heck out of this. Bring that in like this. Kind of come in underneath. Here we can scale this in like that. So we can come in here. And then this one, oh, so this is not subdivided. Well, let us remedy that. Okay, now we have the subdivision. Scale this. Bring this in like this. Rotate that. I don't even know if it's needed. Tab, maybe rotate it like that. Okay. Okay. All right. You talked me into it. That one we can keep there. Let's make sure this is in the head. There we go. We've got hair for days. Now, instead of going through the process of creating pigtails on this side again, we're just going to duplicate these pigtails and flip them to this side of the head. Okay, and it's going to take some finesse, but you can definitely do it. No problem. Okay, you ready? You can do this. It's going to be a little weird, but you can do it. Nothing we're doing right now is totally new. So we're going to tab into object mode, and let's just select our pigtails. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, if we go Control A to apply the location that we've put in so far, now it makes it at 0. So if we come up here, our locations are at 0, which is great, but we're not done yet. Let's finish strong. Okay, so in object mode, I'm going to select 1, 2, 3, 4. All I'm doing is shift clicking pigtails. Okay, now I'm going to come down here. You remember this guy? This blank that we put as the world origin? I'm going to shift click this. Remember, we used this to flip stuff for when we were making our eyes and our ears. Now we're going to do the same thing for our pigtails. So now I'm going to make this the parent of these 4 pigtail objects, and I'm going to do that by hitting Control P, set parent to object. Okay, you with me? And look up here, everything's clean, outstanding. So now with these 4 selected, parented by this empty down here, we're going to go numpad 1, and now we're going to go S for scale, X for axis, -1, which flips it. Oh, we're an idiot. What didn't we do? Anyone? We didn't duplicate it. So let's escape this. Shift D. Great. And now escape out of that. And now let us go scale on the x-axis, -1. And there we go. Now this is our duplicate copy. And it goes exactly where it needs to be. Right? Now you can see it doesn't go in right here as perfectly as this does, so we can, and that's fine, so it doesn't look like it's just been copied. We'll come in here, we'll tab into edit mode, and we will start to manually put these where they need to be. In terms of the pigtail origin. Okay, come up here like that. And we click this one, and all I'm doing is just going one by one, selecting the object, and then having the object having the anchor point for each pigtail kind of match, you know, one origin point like they did on this side. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all she wrote. So if you made it this far, here, let's take off our overlays and just see how she looks. Polygon hair, anime character. And there you go. We have modeled from start to finish a character. And in the style of anime, we've done the body, the hair, and all the parts. And now we get to do the fun stuff. So if you've made it this far, I mean, pat yourself on the back, man. Find me online, send me an email, or find us on Slack. Share your work with your classmates and your colleagues. Like, tell someone about this, because this took time and effort and attention and focus and determination and grit, y'all. So if you made it this far, I am so proud of you. Like, congratulations. You earned this, okay? Like, well done. Save your work. Save the hell out of your work, please and thank you. So now we're going to start texturing and adding some color to our model. We still have clothes yet to model. So yeah, we've modeled a character, but she's naked right now. We don't want her to walk around naked. She's not an exhibitionist. I mean, maybe she's an exhibitionist. I don't know. I don't know what you plan on using your character for. But our character here, is not an exhibitionist. She will not be walking in the nude. So we need to model some clothes, some shoes, give her some color. We might mess around with vertex painting. That would be great. And then after we finish that, then we're going to do some rigging, and we're going to we will animate. We will bring life to this hollow thing, which is awesome, and we are here for it, okay? And then after that, we're going to add some physics to it. So we're definitely going to, we're going to rig our character so she moves, but when she walks, we don't want her looking boxy, so we're going to add some physics to the hair. So the hair moves and sways a little bit as she walks, and we'll create a blink function so she can blink, and we'll rig the mouth so she can talk. There will be a whole episode on boob physics, which I'm sure will be immensely popular or hated viciously, but either way, we're going to do right by our character, and we will finish strong. So get up, take a break, you finished the hair, outstanding job, and come back strong and ready to work, and we'll see you in the next one.